What's the most shameless thing someone's ever done at a funeral? The words hit me like a punch to the gut. I was standing in the back of the chapel, shaking hands with my mom's old friends, Mrs. Hendricks gripping my fingers too tight, her perfume cloying, like roses left in a vase too long, when I heard it, that voice, smooth as a whiskey ad, cutting through the hush. Asterisk, hey, man, rough day, huh? Asterisk, I turned. Jake. Same slick back hair, same smirk that made me want to flatten him in high school. And next to him, in a little black dress that hugged her shoulders the way I used to, was Emma, my ex-fiancé. My breath caught. The room tilted. Asterisk, no way. Not here. Not today, asterisk, but there they were, strolling in like they owned the place, Jake's polished shoes clicking against the tile. He clapped my shoulder, too hard, too familiar. Asterisk, sorry about your mom, buddy. She was a saint. Asterisk, his voice carried, just loud enough for the old ladies in the front row to crane their necks. Emma wouldn't meet my eyes. She stared at the floor, chewing her lip like she wished the earth would swallow her whole. I wanted to scream, to grab Jake by the collar and drag him out into the parking lot. But my mom's voice echoed in my head. You don't make a scene at a funeral, so I swallowed it. My jaw ached. Asterisk, yeah. Thanks for coming, asterisk, I said, the words tasting like ash. Then Jake leaned in, all fake camaraderie, his cufflinks glinting under the chapel lights. Asterisk, we should grab a drink later. For old time's sake. Asterisk, his breath smelled like mint and arrogance. Emma flinched. That's when I saw it, the ring on her left hand. A flashy diamond, catching the light every time she fidgeted. His ring. Something inside me snapped. Not rage, just exhaustion. Like I'd been carrying this weight for years and it was finally too much. The air smelled like stale lilies and old wood. Asterisk, you know what, Jake? Asterisk, I said, loud enough for half the room to hear. The murmur of conversation died. Asterisk, I'd love to, but only if you can answer one question first. Asterisk, he grinned, thinking he'd won. Asterisk, shoot. Asterisk, I took a slow breath, the weight of every sleepless night pressing behind my ribs. Asterisk, when you proposed to my ex, did you do it in the same restaurant where you took her on our first anniversary? Asterisk, the room went dead silent. You could have heard a pin drop on the carpet. Emma's face went white. Jake's smirk faltered, his fingers twitching at his sides. I didn't wait for an answer. Because if you did, I said, voice light, like we were talking about the weather. Asterisk, that's next level audacity. And honestly, I respect the commitment. Asterisk, then I turned back to the mourners like they were just two more faces in the crowd. Jake's mouth opened and closed. Emma looked sick, her hands clutching her purse like a lifeline. They didn't stay long. I watched them flee out the side door, Jake's shoulder blade stiff under his tailored jacket. Later, at the graveside, my uncle sidled up to me, his boots sinking slightly into the damp grass. Asterisk, kid, that was cold. Asterisk, the wind carried the scent of fresh earth and rain. I shrugged, staring at the casket. Asterisk, mom always said funerals are for the living, and I needed that more than I needed to be polite. Asterisk, he let out a low whistle. Asterisk, still, that took guts. Asterisk, the truth was, it hadn't taken guts. It had taken every ounce of self-control not to lose it. Some people will push you to your breaking point just to see if you'll break. They'll show up at your worst moment, all smiles and fake sympathy. But you don't have to give them the satisfaction. You can meet their nonsense with a smile, throw their own bullshit back in their face, and walk away still standing. And that's the best revenge. I took a deep breath, the scent of fresh earth filling my lungs. The weight in my chest didn't disappear, but it felt lighter, like I'd finally set something down. And for the first time that day, I could breathe.